Today will probably be the most memorable day for me in my entire life. The day that my life partner swore to accompany me to the end of the world have gone forever. It was also the day that I understood her feelings, lived the life of a mother. My name is Taft, a 26-year-old guy with a life that in my opinion is not very fulfilling. I grew up in an unhappy family. My father was an alcoholic, without a job. Whenever he was drunk, he would return home to torture his wife and son. Until he passed away due to that careless lifestyle, in my heart I still did not have the slightest respect for him. However, I have a lot of respect for my mother. She raised me from food to clothing. So it can be said that I grew up in my mother's love and my hatred for my father. However, the days with my mother and me were very short when the economic burden for the whole family had worn down my mother's health day by day. Whatever happens will happen, she died of a serious illness when I was 10 years old. The days that followed in the orphanage were not a pleasant memory for me, but they passed. Thanks to the moral lessons my mother taught me when I was a child, and the knowledge of compulsory education at the orphanage, adult life for me is not exactly a red carpet, but it can also be considered favorable. I got married at the age of 25 after the job was stable. My wife is a beautiful woman with an impressive fashion sense. Having her is a blessing to me. Together, we have a lovely, cute daughter. Not long after happiness, I received bad news. My wife had a traffic accident while buying diapers and milk for my daughter. I froze in that moment. My wife has passed away forever, leaving me with my daughter and all her belongings, each of which is important to me. Our daughter is too young to realize anything. She didn't know it, heaven forever took her dear mother away. My life was so unlucky, I just watched the two most important women in my life pass away. Why is it not me who left, but them? Like I said, I grew up in a mother's love and hatred for my father. Because of that, I formed a psychological disease that does not respect men. I hate myself. My daughter does not need a father like me. I am afraid that I will accidentally walk in the footsteps of my father again. Is it possible that one day, my daughter will resent me? It was at that moment that a strange thought entered my mind. Why don't I become her mother? She needs more love from her mother than a man like me. And so, I began to take my first steps on the path of a mother. I have a slim body and a half-length hair that looks like a woman at first glance. I started joining women's groups on the internet to learn their habits, follow their gestures and actions, take courses in makeup, cooking, embroidery. It was a bit difficult at first, but gradually everything went smoothly. However, that alone is not enough. My wife is an impressive fashionista. She is gone, but there is a wardrobe full of feminine items, from formal suits and suits to gorgeous maxi dresses. Becoming a woman meant that I had to completely change my appearance. I took off my men's clothes, took a shower, and shaved all the hairs on my body. My body isn't too different from a woman's, except for my breasts and the part between my legs. I walked over to my wife's wardrobe and started picking out outfits. First, I need to put on my underwear, which hides the other two non-feminine parts of me. I opened the drawer of my wife's panties. Inside were colorful panties of different materials. At that moment, I was very surprised, because I did not think that just one piece of women's clothing could be as diverse, unlike the monotonous pieces of fabric for men. Standing still not knowing what to choose, I put on a pair of purple panties with black lace on the sides. A small thrill rises as I slip my panties over my legs and pull them up. Then I was surprised for the second time in just a few minutes. That comfort is hard to describe in words. The cold elastic from the panties keeps my lower body cool and comfortable. Unlike the thick, tight men's underwear I took off just now, these women's panties are much lighter and more comfortable. Looking at the black bow between the panties and the black lace on the sides, I suddenly became a believer in women's underwear. After putting on my panties, I continued to open the next drawer. In it is a row of bras neatly arranged, classified by color and style. I know I'm still a man, without breasts to support like women. But so what? Right now I have subconsciously considered myself a woman, and a woman has to wear a bra. At the same time, I also wanted the femininity of the bra to cover my flat, masculine breasts. When I was looking at the second row of bras, I came across a purple bra covered with black lace on the outside. The back of the bra was also extended black lace. It looked like a set with the panties I was wearing, so I didn't hesitate to pick it up right away. I looped the straps around my arms and reached for the clasp on the back of my back. Since it was my first time trying on a bra, it took me 5 minutes to get the seam to put it back together. A strange feeling appeared in my chest when I finished the stitching, a tight feeling around my chest. But I can't say I hate this feeling. Not even long after that, I got used to it so much that for a second without a bra, I felt like something was missing. And now, I have finished wearing my wife's underwear set. I went to the mirror next to the wardrobe to look at myself. Before my eyes was no longer a manly Taft man, but a slim woman with beautiful underwear on. My wife's fashion sense is impeccable. Just one piece of underwear can completely change a man. The clock is now ticking 9:00 p.m. Usually this is when my wife and I put our baby to sleep and enjoy a beautiful dream together in bed. So, a dress that is polite or gorgeous is not too appropriate for this time. I continued to open the closet door on the right. Inside was a collection of my wife's nightie. From the discreet, warm pajamas to the sexy see-through mesh elastic nightgown, which used to captivate me like crazy. Before I go to sleep, I usually wear boring men's pajamas, so every time I want to try a change, I immediately chose a short purple nightgown with see-through mesh elastic. This nightgown also comes with a cape that's as thin as the nightgown. I have a penchant for choosing things by set and color, so I have purple underwear on, and a purple nightgown and cape in my hands. I tried on the nightgown. The dress was so light that I didn't feel like I was wearing it. Only now do I understand why my wife has a deeper and smoother sleep than I do. Wearing the see-through nightgown, I could clearly see the underwear underneath. So sexy, no wonder I fell in love with my wife.
I finished the outfit process when I put on the cape. I stood in front of the mirror again. This time I glimpsed my wife's silhouette over myself. I felt like she was near and we were one. Pull the chair over to the mirror and sit cross-legged, eyes fixed on the baby girl's cradle nearby. I said to myself, from today on, I will always be by your side to take care of you.